Hey everyone, I'm Cherry Colong, and I'm excited to talk to you about how AI is totally transforming cybersecurity through something called zero trust architecture. Look, we all know cybersecurity is getting crazy complicated. The old ways aren't just cutting it anymore. What I want to share today is how combining AI with zero trust isn't just another tech buzzword. It's actually creating security systems that can bounce back from attacks instead of just trying to prevent them. By the time we're done, you'll see why this matters and how you might actually implement it. Let's talk about the cybersecurity challenge we're facing today. That traditional security approach, where we just put a strong firewall at the network edge and trust everything inside, is no longer sufficient. It isn't just effective anymore in our complex digital environments. With cloud services everywhere, remote work becoming very common, and interconnected systems, the concept of having a clear security boundary has basically vanished. That's where zero trust comes in when its core idea to never trust, always verify. Zero trust basically assumes the bad guys are already inside your network and design everything around that reality. The game changer here is adding AI to the mix. Rose and his team at NIST put it perfectly back in 2020 when they said the incorporation of AI capability in zero trust systems has been increasingly crucial with continued development of security threats. What AI can do is that it gives us real time analysis, spot weird patterns, and can even predict attacks before they happen. Pretty cool, right? Before we dive into the AI stuff, let's get it clear on what zero trust actually means. This is a total mindset shift. In the zero trust world, every single access attempt is treated as potentially dangerous. Doesn't matter if it's coming from your CEO or some random IP in another country. And that makes sense because these days, most major breaches happen when someone's legitimate credentials get stolen. Zero trust means continuously checking, not just when someone logs in, but throughout their entire session. Research from people like Rose and Shastri shows that effective zero trust needs five key elements: strong identity verification for everyone, making sure devices are secure, breaking networks into smaller segments, securing applications themselves, and protecting the actual data. And remember, zero trust isn't something you just buy and plug in. It's a whole strategy that needs leadership buy in and a shift in how everyone thinks about security. So, now, how does AI make zero trust actually work? Think about how much security data your organization generates: login attempts, file accesses, network traffic. It's way too much for humans to analyze effectively. Even a mid sized company generates millions of security events every day. Having AI is like having thousands of security analysts working 24/7 without getting tired or missing a beat. It's constantly watching user behaviors, network traffic, and access patterns to spot anything fishy. This is super important for fighting what security folks call APTs, advanced persistent threats. Olubudu's research in 2024 showed that traditional security tools basically fail against these sophisticated attacks, which might lurk in your system for months. These types of attackers are patient. They move slowly, hide their tracks, and mimic normal behavior. But AI can catch tiny slip ups they make by noticing slight deviations from normal patterns that a human would never catch. Let's show you what this actually looks like in practice. One of the coolest things AI does is behavioral analytics. The system learns what's normal from each user and device. So it knows that I typically log in from Denver, access marketing files during business hours, and use my MacBook. If suddenly I try to access HR salary data at 2 a.m. from a Windows machine in a different country, even with my correct password, the system immediately flags something's wrong. This is especially great for catching insider threats, which have always been super hard to detect. AI also enables lightning fast responses. When the system spots something suspicious, it doesn't need to wait for a human to review it. It can instantly isolate affected systems, require additional authentication, or alert the security team. Jada and MyAI shows in their 2024 research that this kind of automation dramatically cuts down the time between detection and containment, which directly reduces how much damage a breach causes. And the best part, this automation actually helps your security team by freeing them from staring at alerts all day so they can focus on more interesting and complex security work. The benefits here go beyond just incremental improvements. This fundamentally transforms your security. First, you get dramatically better threat detection. Traditional security tools can only catch attacks they've been seen before, but AI can spot weird patterns that might signal completely new attack methods. This shifts you from always playing defense to actually getting ahead of threats. Second, it scales incredibly well. As Olubudu pointed out in 2024, AI-driven zero-trust architecture supports the scalability essential for modern security systems, especially as more applications are deployed in distributed and cloud-native environments. What that means in plain English is that as your company grows, adds more cloud services, or brings in IoT devices, your security scales with it without having to hire tons more security people. The system keeps learning, it keeps adapting to new threats, and keeps your response time super fast. And yes, this saves real money. The faster you catch a breach, the less it costs you. Sometimes millions less for larger organizations. Now, I'm not going to pretend this is all perfect. There are some real challenges we need to talk about. First, AI can accidentally introduce bias. If your training data has biases baked in, your security might unfairly flag certain groups or behaviors. Imagine your system starts flagging parents who log in at weird hours because of childcare responsibilities, or team members in different time zones. Park's team emphasized in their 2025 research that we need to train AI on diverse datasets and regularly check for bias to make sure the system treats everyone fairly. Another big issue is the black box problem. If your AI flags something as suspicious, your security team needs to understand why. Nobody wants to tell the boss or the CEO, well, the AI said it was bad, but we don't know why. You need what's called explainable AI or XAI to build trust in this automated system. And of course, there's compliance. Chaplin and Mahmood pointed out in 2025 that industries like healthcare, finance, and government face unique challenges balancing security with privacy rules under HIPAA, GDPR, and other requirements. You need to make sure your AI security actually helps with compliance, not make it harder. So, how do you actually do this? Start by defining your security policies based on zero trust principles before you go shopping for tech. Know your crown jewels, understand what normal access patterns, and decide what's acceptable actually means for your organization. Then integrate AI detection systems gradually. Start with your most valuable assets and expand from there. This gives room to learn and adjust without overwhelming everyone. Implement smart identity and access management using the principle of least privilege, meaning give people access only to what they absolutely need. AI helps by dynamically adjusting permissions based on risk levels, roles, and how sensitive different resources are. Designed with privacy and compliance in mind from day one. As Marika's team noted in 2024, organizations must have clearly stated governance frameworks, establishing responsibilities, monitoring, and audit procedures for AI enhanced security systems. And remember, this isn't a set it and forget it thing. You need to continuously train and update your AI models as threats evolve and your organization changes. Getting this right requires your IT folks, security team, and compliance people and business units all working together. Looking ahead, there are some really exciting developments coming. Research is moving fast on making AI fairer and eliminating bias in security systems. New methods for catching and fixing bias will make these systems fairer and more trustworthy for everyone. We're also seeing cool advancements in integrated technologies. Quantum computing is both a threat because it could break current encryption and an opportunity as it enables more sophisticated security. Edge computing is moving security decisions closer to where data is generated, which reduces delays and improves privacy. And better explainable AI will make security decisions more transparent. The regulatory landscape is shifting too. Smart organizations are preparing now for upcoming security standards and compliance requirements, specifically addressing AI. Getting ahead of these requirements gives you competitive advantage and helps avoid costly fixes later. And staying on top of these trends help you future-proof your security strategy and adapt quickly when things change. So here's the bottom line. Combining AI with zero trust creates security systems that can actually adapt and evolve when attacked, rather than just failing. Together, these technologies gives you smarter security through advanced analytics, stronger protection through continuous verification, and ultimately build digital ecosystems that can take a punch and keep going. The path forward means balancing these cool new tech with ethical considerations and regulatory requirements. As our research showed, the journey forward is both technological and ethical. My time is up. Thank you so much for listening.